Are you feeling stressed out, overwhelmed, pressured for time? Are you having difficulty staying organized, experiencing forgetfulness? Have you noticed that you have a diminished capacity for patience? Guess what? You're normal. Let's face it, our plates are all full, overflowing, piled high. Psychologists call this overwhelming, unbalanced feeling disequilibrium or cognitive dissonance. Disequilibrium is when information is coming at us so rapidly or with such heavy volume that our brains can't process it fast enough. A disequilibrium or imbalance is created when new information we come upon goes beyond our existing knowledge. The experience of disequilibrium produces feelings of internal dissonance that shows itself as uncertainty and sometimes as conflict or even threat. Disequilibrium is actually not such a bad thing. You see, it's this experience of such dissonance that opens up the possibility for learning and growth, because it nudges us into confronting and considering new ways of understanding, thinking, and acting that help to unsettle the old and integrate it with the new. This cognitive phenomenon results in a motivational drive, an automatic reaction aiming to restore the knowledge gap. Cognitive dissonance stretches us into new, more useful understanding. When this happens, we learn. We all go through natural phases of this throughout our lives. While studies show that humans are most likely to regain balance through a change in beliefs, attitudes, and actions that result in personal intellectual growth, sometimes people process disequilibrium another, less productive way by resisting the growth. This reaction is usually characterized by justifying, denying, or blaming. Okay, so why all this heady jargon? Understanding why people do what they do and why people feel the way they feel confirms normalcy. Honestly, isn't it nice to know that we are normal? At least what is supposed to be normal? So let's just call this information sharing with a friendly sprinkling of empathy. Because I have a strong suspicion that we are all experiencing a little bit of cognitive dissonance lately. Sometimes, like now, there's just too much to learn, and it seems that there's not enough time to process it. What do we do to feel balanced again? So, what's the solution? First, it helps to be aware that we are all, as a school, a state, a nation, going through these critical changes and massive learning curves. Next, keep absorbing new information. Try to process large amounts of new information into smaller pieces, because as soon as we stop trying, we stop growing. Lastly, remain supportive to one another. Continue to share resources and encourage each other. This is an unusual time. Due to the volume of new information at every grade level of education right now, it's quite possible that our usual support systems are also in a state of cognitive dissonance. Just remember, we're all in this together. So, are you feeling stressed out, overwhelmed, pressured for time? Yes? Me too. Let's harness the motivation and grow from it together. This has been a special support and understanding message from your friendly IRT. Thank you for all that you do, for the school and for the students. We're learning a lot.
Created using Powtoon.